incoming students. Welcome to yet another segment of English language lesson. My name is Chukwuka Emeka Mr. Last week we talked about question tag, and I told you that we have 9 rules. But unfortunately, we were only able to treat 3 of the rules. Remember that the question tag is not really a question. You are trying to confirm what you already know. For instance, if one of your friends in the class didn't come to school yesterday, and when you meet him today, you say, "John, you were not in school yesterday, weren't you?" So you are trying to confirm what you already know. And so we said that in handling the question tag, we have what we call operator, and we say that operator is any word that is used to change a statement into a question. And so I gave you an example when I said, "You will go to school." You will go to school. That's a statement. And when you want to change it into question, it becomes, "Will you go to school?" So the word "will," which you have used in making the statement to become a question, that word "will" is what we call operator. And so the first of the rules, as I told you, any statement that does not contain the word "not" is a positive statement. But any statement that contains the word "not," that is this. Any statement that contains this is a negative statement, but any statement that does not contain this is a positive statement. So the first rule is that positive statements goes with negative question. So that is rule number 1. Now rule number 2, this is 1. Rule number 2, negative statement goes with a positive question. That's rule number 2. And then rule number 3, if there is no operator but only a lexical verb, remember what I told you, a lexical verb is a verb when it stands in isolation. when it's standing alone, it is called the lexical verb. And remember the word lexical is derived from the root lexis. That's why you have lexis and structure. Lexis is all the words in a dictionary, and phrases. In any language, all the words and phrases in that language is called lexis. That is known as lexis. So when we talk of lexical verb, we mean all the verbs in a language. And so, when there is no oppressor but a lexical verb, you use the words do, does, did, plus, that is all, they are negatives. And these include don't, doesn't, and didn't. These are their negatives. So let's take just one example each. Positive statements, rule number 1. You say, he can drive the car. So this is a positive statement. And so what will follow it is a negative question. So you say, can't he? That's a negative question. Okay? Then, number 2, you can say, she can't climb. She can't climb the steps. That is a negative statement. And so the question that will follow it will be a positive question. And you say, can she? So in this case, in the exam, there will be at least 3 or 4 options given to you. When they write this, they will give you options. They will say, he can drive the car. A, can he? B, should he? C, can't he? And then D, they might say, maybe. So you are supposed to know the rules, and when you know the rules, you will know that this is a positive statement, and it should take a negative question. So the same goes for the number 2. Number 3 is when you have he likes traveling. He likes traveling. This is a lexical verb without an operator. He likes traveling. There's no operator here. And so you have to use any of these. And in the use of these, you must make sure that the tense of the verb in the statement tallies with the tense you are using. He likes traveling. So what you will use here is, this is third person singular, this is third person singular. You use doesn't he. If this were to be, he liked traveling. You know what you will use. This is past tense, simple past tense. So you will use the negative of the simple past tense. So you say, didn't he? Because this is past tense. Okay. The number 4 rule is, we call this, in the number 4 rule, we call it yes and no question. Yes and no questions. So the number 4 rule, number 4, we call it yes and no questions. Here the rule is yes is positive and no is negative. So the rule here is that positive goes with positive, negative goes with negative in yes and no questions. So let's take an example in this case. When you are using yes, don't ever use the particle not with yes. Don't use this with yes. You use it only with no. Okay? So let's use, let's see an example. If you are asked, for instance, did James climb the tree? Did James climb the tree? The answer here will be, if he climbed the tree, the answer will be yes, he did. Yes is positive. The question must be positive. Don't ever say yes, he didn't. Don't ever say this. This is wrong in English. So don't ever use yes and not in any form. And whenever you are using no, make sure you are using the opposite word. Okay? So, in this case, did Jerry climb the tree? Yes, he did. If he didn't climb the tree, what you will have is, no, he didn't. Negative goes with negative, positive goes with positive. Okay? So let's take rule number 5. Rule number 5. Remember I told you there are 9 rules in question tag. Rule number 5 is these words would you mind means is it bad if? That's the meaning. So when somebody says, would you mind if I give you a bottle of Coke? If you want it, you say, no, I wouldn't. That means you want it. But if you say, yes, I would, that means you don't want it. Would you mind a bottle of Coke means, is it bad if I give you a bottle of Coke? So, if the person says, is it bad, would you mind if I give you a bottle of Coke? And you say, yes, I would. That means you are saying it is bad. But if you say, no, I wouldn't, it means it is good. So, don't forget this. When you meet people who are very learned, they always use this. This is common in conversation. And if you miss it, you will always be making mistakes. Okay? So rule number 6, when you use words like ought, okay, these words must, ought to, should, that is, when these are used to mean necessary, when they are used to mean necessary, when they mean necessary, what you will use is need, or needn't. So, for instance, if somebody tells you or asks you, is it, or it says, must you always tell lies? Must you always tell lies? This simply means, is it necessary for you to always tell lies? And in your answer, you don't say, no, I mustn't. That is wrong. So what you will use is, No, I needn't. Or if you are using the positive form, you use need. So here you have no, I needn't. Okay? So rule number 7, this word let us, whatever will come in the answer must be, okay, let's go down memory lane. Here are something I want you to note. We have the personal pronouns. When you come to the personal pronouns, you know we have about 11, 12 pronouns at your level. So we have the ones we use in subject. We use them in subject position. We use them in subject position, and we use them others in object position. So in the personal pronoun, when you hear people speaking, me, I can go, that is wrong English. You can't read the subject and read the object using the personal pronoun together. So it's either I can't go. So that I is the subject, the doer of the action, while me is the receiver of the action. Okay? You have he, and you have him. You have her. Sorry. You have she. And you have her. You have we. And you have us. So you have, there are two that are always the same, whether subject or object. You have it, and then you have it. You have you, and you have you. You have they, and you have them. So what we are saying is, this is the object position. Whatever that will follow let us must be the object position. So, if you say, let us pray, if you say, let us pray, the next thing that will go is, shall we? That is the subject position, sorry. Let us pray. Shall we? So in this question tag, you use the object position. Let us pray. So what you have is, let us plus shall plus subject, sorry. Okay, so rule number 8, In rule number 8, if the statement involves used to, if the statement involves used to, what you will use is did or didn't. So that is what you use. Okay? For instance, if you say, we used to play games. We used to play games. The next thing is, didn't we? So when this is involved, used to, what you will use is did or didn't. Remember, in this case, this is a positive statement, and so it attracts a negative question. If this is a negative statement, it will attract positive question. So the last rule is number 9. When this word there are is involved, when this word, this phrase there are is involved, in the next sentence, that is in the question part of it, you must return this there are. And remember, if the statement is negative, the question will be positive. So, when you say there are 4 boys in the class, you will return this word and you say positive statement with negative question. Remember what I taught you, there is nothing like aren't. This word is not pronounced aren't, it's pronounced and. So there are 4 boys in the class, and there, not aren't there, and there. So when you say there are not, once you use this, the question here will be, are there? So, that is all for question tag. When we come next week, we will start with continuous writing. We have discussed the informal letter, and when we come, we will discuss the essay writing. And you know, we are advising you in the exam, don't go for formal letter because you will not get, there's every possibility that you will not get up to 450 words if you are writing a formal letter. But if you are writing an informal letter, you are telling stories, and you can add your own stories to find out what is happening, even at least, that is, if you are writing to your parents. When you have discussed the issue given to you, the subject matter, and you check the number of words you have written. If the number of words you have written are not enough, you can now say, lest I forget, Father, I have that you slot in one or two, that is one story, and when you do that, you will be getting the number of stories, words you want. So, thank you so much, and God bless you.